Now that you have your bike built, it's time to do one more thing before you go on your first ride. And that is to go through the whole entire bike to make sure that all the nuts and bolts are thoroughly tightened. We'll start from the back of the bike here. First thing I do is I go through and I make sure that all the bolts for the rear rack as well as the fender are thoroughly tightened. So there are 4 here, 1 down here, 1 up here. Double check the rear suspension. And then on the opposite side of the bike, there are the brake rotors, those silver discs. Make sure that each of those 6 bolts are thoroughly tight. Kickstand is next. There are 2 bolts there. Make sure that those are both tight. Always check the pedals, both sides. And again, the pedals, just in case. The right pedal always tightens righty-tighty. The left pedal is actually also lefty-tighty. And then here underneath the saddle, make sure that that's thoroughly tight, really tight. And now to move towards the front of the bike, what I always do is I check the handlebar and I make sure that everything is really securely in place. If you feel any kind of movement anywhere, then be sure to tighten here. And then here for the brake. And for the shifter, it's here. And very important, the handlebar stem. Be sure to look to see if there's the same exact spacing in the front of the handlebar stem where it holds onto the handlebar and the rear of it. Just kind of look behind it and you can see both sides. On my bike, they're actually even. If they're not even on yours, then there are 2 bolts on the top of the handlebar stem. Just lightly loosen one and then lightly loosen the other one. And then you just go back and forth until both sides are even and then thoroughly tighten them both. And then check the front rotor to make sure that all 6 of those bolts are tightened. And lastly, we have the crankset. Tighten on both sides, the middle bolt here and on the other side. And you can tighten that as hard as you can. And then also check the bolts around holding on the chainring. And that's it. You're ready to ride.